Hello and happy Easter to everybody. I'm so happy that you've been able to come and join with me in celebration. Now, I put this together in thinking something absolutely crazy. The resurrection. As a time of our bodies dealing with the resurrection as well. It's kind of it's there's the external resurrection that we honor and we respect in Easter. Then there's the resurrection that we see within our bodies, that we have to work with in our bodies, because our bodies tend to break down and we try to find a way to restore and rejuvenate. And that's kind of where I'm at today, because I went back and reviewed this week. I actually have been looking at my notes for this week, and I couldn't believe all the dynamic change. This is why I always recommend reviewing and taking a look at all the things that you've done. Journaling, which is a big part of it, but there's a whole lot more than just journaling. It's being aware of where you're coming from. Where is your thought process at? Where are all of these different details going on? And the reason why this is so important is when you feel those pains, you feel those aches, you feel those tremors within your body, it can be really challenging to work with. It can be downright debilitating. That's why they go to fibromyalgia, chronic pain, chronic fatigue syndrome. So why am I comparing this to Resurrection Sunday? Well, it's because there's kind of a correlation in the way that I was looking at it this week. Because, we're supposed to reach out. We're supposed to be in prayer. We're supposed to be in all of these different ways, supposed to be. But there's something that I mentioned a little while ago, and I'm looking at doing an actual video on this because I want to really come back to it a few times, because it's so very important to listen to your inner voice. What is your inner voice telling you? And I'm pointing at my head. In reality, I'm talking from the heart. It's actually a heart, mind, spirit, body all coming together in this perfect alignment where you can actually hear what you feel is right for you. Now, I'm going to get a little off here because there's also a trifecta here on mind, body, spirit. There's also 3 different religious practices right now that are going to a same trifecta. There's Ramadan, there's Passover, and there's the Easter celebration. Now, the reason why I bring this up is because the trifecta, mind, body, spirit, all 3 principles that I have just shared with you, they all have one major thing in common. Not the faith. Peace. They all have a time of internal peace. Are there struggles? Oh yeah, daily. I mean, that's what we live in. We live in struggle. We live in challenge. We live in turmoil. We live in all of these different things that are all around us. It's a choice of, are we going to be peaceful within ourselves, or are we going to be out there and just going like crazy like the rest of the world, enjoying with the world? This is where I've been at this week. Now, I thought it was crazy at first because so our last live, I had physical therapy. Now I'm going somewhere with this, okay? Because then I had another physical therapy session. Now, follow this real quickly. How many can relate with this? Now, You may not have fibromyalgia. You may just have pains and like sciatica. I was going to my physical therapy session, and I was sitting there in the chair, and all of a sudden I was doing this routine, and I was trying to hold myself together while I was trying to work myself from going into a major pain. And my therapist came out. She saw this. She saw what was going on. She's like, "Are you okay? Are you okay?" I said, "I'm fine. Do you want me to get you a cane?" "No, I'm fine. Just we need to walk a little bit slower. I'm fine. I will tell you what's going on as soon as we get into the room and settle down." I said, "This is what happens on occasion." And I am pretty good with controlling my pains, my challenges, my everything else. That's why I have this channel. That's why I share things that I do. Okay? Because I have talked with this therapist, doctors, counselors, etc., and they want me to share with you so that you can actually implement these things and learn for yourself. She showed me a way. When you feel like you're in your leg, it's like in pain, or your arm is in pain, or your neck is in pain, to stretch them. So she showed me how to stretch it, just lifting it up, and then stretching the arm both forward and backwards behind you, and over the head behind, like you're pulling back, like just like 90-degree angle and pulling back, and then behind the back like you're lifting up and holding each arm together. Anyhow, back to back and in circles. Now, there's a reason for this, because the pains and the challenges that we deal with can actually manifest themselves into physical pain and to physical challenges, which is exactly what happened when I was right in front of her. And I was never more thankful that it happened that way, because she was able to help me. It was like it was meant to be. It was a God wink for sure, because she was able to grab a hold of it and help me and show me, so that I can in turn help you and share with you. Now, I also do journaling, and that's where I've got like 2 different journals. I try to keep them kind of organized. I actually, believe it or not, before I go live, I do make notes for my lives. I haven't done this for my regular videos, but I'm looking at doing that. I noticed a note for myself, and then I've fallen a little short this last week. For those who are into business stuff, this is called the second quarter, which is April, May, June. And I'm going to be making an awareness template right now. And more of an accountability than anything, because I've said that I would go on live and share with jobs, work from home, Well, I'm coming up with something like that, but it won't be on a daily basis. It will be in a book format where it can be notated about different trial and errors, where it's work from home on your agenda. And that's going to be into a book format. What I'm also looking to do is starting to post, this is just not live, this is just regular posts of what I'm doing during the week, so you can kind of get an idea, because I do not YouTube just for the money, because frankly there is none right now. Okay, doesn't mean that YouTubers don't make money. No, that's not what I mean at all. I'm also looking at starting to connect my podcast with my YouTube, so that what is being listened to on my podcast can also be seen on my YouTube channel. That's for those who are needing to have the visual as well as the audio. I totally get it. There is a disability around it. One of them is ADHD. There's a few others as well, but that's predominant. Am I going to go to this? No. But remember, God says you can plan and recommends plans, not steadfast, not hard, stick to it style, but with faith and openness to adjustments. Okay. So my whole point was to share about this interesting trifecta that I learned this week about the three parts to the, where your body and your mind, your spirit, you need to be in agreement in yourself. You need to be wholeheartedly positive about exactly where you're going and what is right for you. Because if you're not positive about what is right for you, you're not going to be happy in the long run. It's just the way it is. And no matter how much people push you, and this is what ended me in my situation, is that I allowed others to push me, and I ended up getting into trouble myself physically. That's how the fibromyalgia manifested itself, was because I allowed others to push me and to change me around and to mold me and to scold me and to do everything else. You have to listen to that internal voice, and that's really what I'm desiring. Scarlet and fibromyalgia recovery, I had to remember what the whole point was for me to come out about this. And that is to share my story so that others don't fall into the same trap that I got into. And the key thing is to listen to what feels right within you. And hi, Khalid, so glad to see you and joining in live. You're more than welcome anytime. I hope I pronounced your name right. So I just wish you great blessings through this. If you ever have any questions, I want you to ask them in regards to fibromyalgia. Go on ahead and ask them. I did leave a link inside the description for my link tree to be in touch with me at any time. Feel free to ask any questions, ideas. If you'd like me to work with you, anything like that, you go on ahead and you send a notice to me, and I'll be happy